all of a sudden there's stuff in my house that has butterflies on it, and people start to associate me with this. Now, mind you, I still have hair. I'm moved to Nashville. I'm at Vanderbilt. I'm working in pharmacology department, and all of a sudden this thing comes in the mail. You've been accepted to audition for Opryland as a juggler. And apparently some old lady who I talked to and I visited all the time, she signed my name to go into audition. I had nothing to do it, but I had gotten accepted, and I was supposed to show up for an audition at a particular time. Well, I got the gig. That's a story in and of itself. But here I am at Opryland. I take a leave of absence from Vanderbilt for 3 months to pursue my dream of being a juggler. Well, the first thing they asked me is what is your clown name? And I didn't know anything about clown. And I said, Butterfly. So boom, I get a Opryland name tag with Butterfly the clown. And they give me this bizarre outfit. So I still have hair. I'm wearing this clown outfit. I'm performing at Opryland. I lost 27, 20, 30 pounds, something like that, because I was riding a unit or trying to learn how to ride a unicycle. Juggling every day, hot sun, Tennessee. And after it was over, I said, well, I'm going to go back to Vanderbilt. But at the closing ceremonies, the guy says to me, one of the fellow performers in live entertainment, he goes, well, I guess you're going to go on welfare now. He says, you're going to go on unemployment. And I said, what's that? And he says, well, we all do it. We get a job, and then we go on unemployment. We get another job until we can get another gig. And I went, oh, okay, I'll try that. And I went down, and sure enough, they said, well, what was your last job? And I didn't say I worked in pharmacology. I said, well, I was a clown at Opryland, because that was my last job. And now they have to find me a job as a clown. You know, and he said, well, have you been looking for work? And I said, well, you know, you can see I put my name in the newspaper for birthday parties, but no, I haven't gotten any work. And it was basically, I got 7 weeks of unemployment from the state of Tennessee. After that was over, and I wasn't at Vanderbilt, I had spent that whole time performing like one free show a week at this place called the Exit Inn, which was writer's night and guitar players. But me, I was the juggler, the musical juggler, bluegrass juggler, they called me. So, and I loved it. I did, although I didn't talk. I just juggled to music. And one day the tape broke, and I had no music, and the guy had just turned it on and left. So I ended up saying something on stage, because somebody yelled out, do something. And I don't remember what it was that I said back to him, but it got a laugh, and it changed my whole perspective. I said, this is it. I want to talk to my audience now. So I went home and tried to write comedy, mostly based on books I was reading, which was Castaneda and Tom Robbins, or Another Roadside Attraction. It was like a little bit twisted, a little bit out there, and while it didn't really work cohesively as comedy, it did set me off in a new direction. So when I went, I heard about street performers, buskers, because I had seen a couple of them at a juggling convention, Bounce and Cyrus of Locomotion Circus. And these guys were ripped and buff and really good jugglers. And they had told me, or I had heard, I didn't know them personally, that they performed down in New Orleans in Jackson Square. And I had this in my head. I said, okay, well, Nashville to New Orleans, not that far a drive. I think I'll go down and check it out. So I go down there, and there's no jugglers or anything. There were musicians, and there was this one guy, and I was watching him, and he just played a guitar, but he had a top hat on. And after he finished his song, he takes his top hat off, and he's bald. And the crowd laughed, boom, instantaneously, and his hat filled up with money.
Wow.
Unlike the other guys, he had that one little hook. And mind you, from age 16 until like now I'm almost 20, I'm like 25 years old, I had had a slow progression of hair loss back here. And my father, with his beautiful white hair, I always tried to comb it like him. I used this kind of gel that would, as a child, to make it try to stiffen, and it would pop up over here. I just didn't have it, okay? I didn't have his looks. I definitely didn't have his hair. And here I am losing what I got. So it's traumatic for me. And I think, and the last thing I wanted to do was to comb it over, because it just looked tacky to me. So I said, I'm just going to, that guy gives me an idea. I'll shave the entire, because he looked masculine. He looked good. And I said, I'm just going to shave it all the way, and I'm going to put a butterfly up there. Now, mind you, this idea came in one night when I was smoking pot and looking at myself in the mirror. And I went, wonder what that would look like. And I always remembered when I was a little kid, I was training to be an altar boy, and up above on the balcony, we would watch, really early in the morning, the legitimate, already trained altar boys, and we would look at what they were doing, the confiteor, when they ring the bells, what they do. And I would look down at the congregation below, and you'd see an occasional bald head. And I said, geez, wouldn't that look good if there was something painted on it? I don't know. It's just hit me when I was a kid, way before I was losing my hair. And so I put it all came together, and I said, I'm going to go put a butterfly on my head. So I sketched out a butterfly on a piece of paper.